Hello and welcome to Number by Color. My name is Todd, and I am happy to say that I just finished playing Ori and the Blind Forest on the Nintendo Switch. I want to preface this review by saying that I'm not really an Xbox kind of guy. I had an original Xbox, but I only ever got maybe 4 games for it. In general, the games on Xbox haven't appealed to me enough to warrant buying a console for them, but over the years, there have been some exclusives that have tried their darndest to get their hooks into me. Ori is one of them. Fortunately for me, it's out on the Switch now, so I don't have to plunk down a few $100s to play it. Though I probably wouldn't be too sad about it if I had, because this game is great, and now I'm seriously eyeing a 1X to play the sequel later this year. Ori and the Blind Forest originally released on Xbox One and PC in March of 2015, and it quickly became a hit. Developed by Moon Studios, this game is more or less your typical Metroidvania-style game, but the art and sound design, as well as the easy-to-understand gameplay mechanics, make the game stand out among its peers. In September 2019, the definitive edition released on the Nintendo Switch, and I was thrilled to finally be able to pick it up. Normally, I start my reviews discussing a game's story, but for this game, there's not much I want to say. That's not because it isn't good or presented well, but because there's not a lot of it. And I don't say that to be negative. In fact, I think there is a perfect amount of story for this particular game. It's just that most of the story is told in bits and pieces here and there, and to discuss it would dampen some of the charm of experiencing it. Suffice to say, something has happened to the forest Ori lives in, and he must restore it and the surrounding areas before darkness consumes them. As I mentioned before, on paper, Ori and the Blind Forest is a typical Metroidvania-style game. There are power-ups, health and energy increases, ability points, and the gradual feeling of becoming an unstoppable force who can traverse through every area with ease. And while there isn't really a deep weapon system, the thing that makes this game stand out more than some others in this genre is its focus on platforming. That might sound like a detriment, but don't think the game lets you off easy. It still provides a good challenge. While I was playing the game, I kept going back and forth on my feelings regarding the platforming mechanics. Here's what I think about it. The controls are a bit floaty, and it's not always easy to tell if you'll be able to make a jump, or if you're even supposed to be able to make a jump. Because of this, some bosses and certain sections of the game are more difficult than I think they should be. But here's this game's secret weapon. You can save your game almost anywhere if you have enough energy. Yes, there are dedicated save points, but you can also choose to expend some of your energy to save the game in particularly frustrating situations. To me, this is a crucial component to why this game is so enjoyable. There are dozens of sections that require precise jumps and quick thinking, and you will die. A lot. Normally, having to walk all the way back to where I died just to die again would drive me crazy. But if you manage to save the game at the right spot, you'll instantly respawn close to your destination, saving a ton of time and allowing the action to continue right away. In a way, it's reminiscent of Celeste. Imagine playing Celeste and having to restart an entire level if you died near the end, instead of instantly respawning. While it's true that some sections of Ori were very difficult and required planning and forethought, being able to quickly try again every time I died made things so much better, and I often forgot how frustrated I was when I finally did complete those difficult situations. The art in Ori is also great. It has a slight hand-painted look to it, and all the environments feel unique enough to feel different from each other, but similar enough to feel like they belong in the same game. All the characters have cool designs too, and I really like Ori's in particular. When it comes to the music and sound, this game does a really good job at having the music match the art. For the most part, there is an ambient, ethereal quality to the music that really gives each environment an atmospheric feel. It fits perfectly and becomes rightfully exciting when it crescendos during climactic moments. Overall, I'm really happy after my time playing this game. There were certainly moments of intense frustration, and I mean intense frustration, but by the time it was all over, I immensely enjoyed the journey. I completed the game in 8 hours and got roughly 85% of the collectibles, but there are still a few abilities I didn't unlock and a few side sections I left unexplored. Ever since playing Metroid on the NES, I have been a big fan of this style of game. Certainly not all of them are great, but when they're done well, they are immensely satisfying. This isn't the best Metroidvania out there, but I would say Ori and the Blind Forest is on the high end of the spectrum, and I'm really excited to see the improvements they make with the sequel in March. What do you think about Ori and the Blind Forest? Personally, I'm really glad I finally played this, and I hope the sequel comes to Switch sometime soon. Or ever. Not really sure if that's likely or if that will ever happen, but I can dream. I also have several other Metroidvanias in my backlog, and this game made me really want to get into them ASAP. So I guess I'll go to it. Until next time, good night.